FJ Crush here, and today I'm going to do another upgrade to my '07 Toyota FJ Cruiser. And today I'm going to be installing these Icon rear lower trailing arms. And I got these in a couple of weeks ago, and I took them in to have them powder coated in candy apple red and make it look nice. And then today I'm going to install these. They're just going to be going in there. And in the instructions, they want you to jack up the car. Today I'm not going to be doing that. I'm just going to do it solo without jacking up the vehicle. All you need is just to remove these bolts. There's one bolt here and one in the back, and then the small bolt that holds the brake, the emergency brake cable, and that's it. And you just bolt these back on the way you took them off. And some of the internet shows, like on YouTube, there's a couple of people. There's one guy, he's jacking up the vehicle, took the tires off. You don't need to do that, because there's plenty of room to get into this bolt to remove it, and the rear one. And I'll show you how easy those are in a second. But this guy on the internet has got the vehicle jacked up, the tires off, and he's underneath the drum, the wheel brake, trying to wrench on the bolts, and the drums, the disc brakes are right on top of his chest, and a couple of times they're on top of his head. Even though he had a jack stand on it just to protect it, but still, you don't need to take the added, dangerous measures to do something like that. So I'm not jacking this up. The only thing I did do is I put a little piece of wood in between the two, the front and the back of the tire here, just to keep it from shifting. And that's just for the measurements when I put this back on, that it doesn't shift a millimeter on me. So I'm going to be doing that. I'll show you how easy the bolts are right now. Okay. And here's a close-up of the Icon trailing arm that I purchased, and that is it. It looks pretty sweet. And then these are the bolts I was telling you about. This vehicle is not jacked up. And there's the two pieces of wood that I put in there just to keep the tires from shifting. All it is just that one bolt right there. And that's it. All you need of tools to do this is a couple of wrenches and a smaller one for the brake line bolt, and the bigger one for the trailing arm bolt. And that's it. So this is all it is. It's just that one bolt. And then this is the trailing arm. It's kind of dark, but you can see it right there. And then the one in the back. One in the back is right there. And it's extremely accessible. That's all it is. Look how high this FJ is. I have plenty of room to get underneath there to do all my work without jacking up the vehicle. And I'll be taking off the bolts next. The first thing I'm going to be doing is removing the emergency brake line retaining clip. And this is all I'm going to do. Very easy. Yep. That around. That is it. And just push this out of the way, and that's all you need to do. Now the next thing is to remove the this bolt, and that is very easy. I'll be doing that next. Now I'm going to be removing this bolt holding the front part of the trailing arm. Now all it takes is a 19mm socket. And that is it right there. That is all is to it. Now I'll do the rear of the trailing arm. Now to remove the final bolt. I already loosened it up a little bit. All I need to do is this. That is it. Now I got the OEM trailing arm right here. Now what I'm going to do is measure the length of the old trailing arm to the new one. And what I'm going to do is here. Just like that. Actually, that looks pretty good right there. And that's it. And I'll bolt those up. Bolting the front up first, and then the rear. And that's it. Now the next step is really easy. I'm just going to put the front bolts back onto the trailing arm mount that's mounted to the frame of the FJ. Put that in. Very easy. Just goes up here like that. Hold the back of the nut. and get your socket and tighten it up. So I'm just going to tighten it up just a little hand tight till I get the back bolts on, and then I can cinch it all up tighter from there. Now I'll do the back bolts. Now the final thing to do is I got the bolt in on the rear mount for the trailing arm. I'm going to tighten it up, put the nut on. That's it. And then I'm going to tighten it up and torque it to 96 torque pounds, which is factory specs. And that's it. Now I'm going to tighten up the front one to the 96 pounds, and then I'll do that next, and I'll be done, and we'll do a final walk around. Alright, I just finished tightening up all the bolts on the Icon lower control arms, trailing arms as they call them. I just finished putting that bolt on, and I torqued it to 96 foot-pounds. And then these little two pinch bolts for the adjustable head, I had to torque those down to 40 foot-pounds. And then I'm all done. And this is what it looks like. Looks pretty nice. And then I also put on the emergency brake cable bracket back on. That was easy enough. And I'll go over to the back here so you can see what it looks like. To the back. I'll get underneath this. And that's all it is. It's just that. And now, next, I will do the other side in the same procedure. And I'll be doing that next, which you don't need to see because it's just the same procedure onto the passenger side of the vehicle. And that's all I gotta do. Thank you for watching, and have a good day.